Hello my lovely spectators, Dee here. Welcome to my studio. So today is a video for Roxy's weekly challenge 2026, which I do as part of Tuesdays, so Test Me Tuesdays. So this will be coming out on the 21st. So we've got a few videos coming out today, because I am recording ahead of time, but it's coming out on Tuesday. And what she's created in this week's challenge was to take, what does she call, handmade hinged pocket pages? Let me double check. Handmade hinged envelope pages for journals. Basically the essence of being, you have a page that you're going to put into your journal, and beforehand you hinge an envelope to it and create a pocket situation so that you have a pocket and an envelope and the center, and you can just pop it into a signature, which is fantastic because I've been thinking of setting up certain pages, like go-to pages, right? So ones that I've seen from Gail Gastinelli with the labels around the edges, of course having our coffee dye papers and stuff like that ready to go, and just anything that could work. So I usually want to include some kind of a music paper, right? So I have these antique, not antique, they are vintage. This is from 59, so I believe you can see the patina on them, hopefully. Let me give us a little more light. Let me take my beverage out the way so I can reach the lamp. Okay, put that sucker back. Alright, so yeah, you can definitely see the patina. Now, they've been sitting under my desk because they had been rolled up, and now they're a little more flat, but I tend to include music pages into every single one. Now, I was testing out on one of the edges, right? You go and you kind of see if it cracks, and it's cracking, but it's not coming off that easy. So I'm good with you using that in a journal. I wouldn't want something that's going to crack and fall off. I wouldn't put that in a journal if I was going to sell it. I wouldn't want to use it as myself as something that's containing of something else. As a layer in collaging, no problem. So I have a number of them here. Now, she used handmade. She would made everything from handmade. I'm not doing that because guess what? When you find that every time you hit Hobby Lobby, you get envelopes, you need to use them. So they happen to be in the same kind of structure, which was that square structure, right? Very, angular structure of the envelopes that she was using, because she was just folding up and making a simple envelope. To me, I have pink ones, whatever. I was going to grab a whole bunch of variety of papers, but I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. This is going to be a simple make. It is going to still be a mass make. So I'm just taking out the burgundy ones, because the burgundy ones I feel work well with the music paper in terms of tone. So this is going to be super, super easy. There are 24 envelopes in here. I'm going to put them to the side. We're going to look at this. Now, I generally make my journals to fit 5.5 by 8.5, because I basically take an 11.5 size paper and cut it in half. So this is a 12, so obviously longer. And then it is, my board seems to be crooked. Hold up a second. I must have twisted it. Yes, I did twist it for something. So this is 12 by 9. So definitely a little bit higher than I would like. So I would need to trim it down. But the 11 is, it's okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold them in half first, right? Like that. Okay. Double check the cracking. I'm going to do that, and then solid. Okay. Now, so this somebody was left-handers, right? They do that, right? I think they do the little check the opposite way. I don't know why I'm so intrigued by left-handed people. Anyway, so I can put the envelope on this side. I can put the envelope on the other side. So right now I have a paper that is 6 by 9. So it is a 1/2 inch taller than it needs to be. Now I could go ahead and I could actually take that part off right now, but I think what I'll do is I'll stack a whole bunch of them and cut them all in one shot. So we have one, so we're just gonna fold them all up, right, and put them together, and that'll be our mass make. So I'm just gonna do this. Yep. Okay, so folding, folding, folding. Yes, we are folding. So how many of you guys participate in the Roxy's Weekly Challenge? Okay, I think that I've been doing it to build up a stash of supplies and different types of things. Some of the things, you know, are new. This is a nice concept because, like, I've been wanting to kind of set myself into a rhythm of having, you know, things. When I question it, oh, nope, feels good. And even if it is a little bit weak, you know what I was thinking? If I'm going to be putting this envelope, it's going to be going right across the center seam right here. So it's going to add stability because you are going to also glue there. So I'm going to show you how we're going to glue the envelope into the situation. Now, here's another one. It looks like it's iffy. Beautifully patinaed, but let's see if it falls apart. Nope, we're good. Okay. Between the devil and the deep blue sea. That's interesting. I don't know these songs. I'm just like, but I love a little melody. Keeping out of mischief. That's not me. We're not doing that. We're trying to get it all mixed. No, I'm only mixing. I'm just having. I'm silly. I'm silly. Okay. This one, I felt a little crunch on the top. It's okay. So I'm gonna do everything that was under my stack, that was under here flattening out, and then we'll go from here. So I think I'm gonna just put you on fast forward for the remainder.
Tags and pockets, flips and folds, washi tape and stories told. Paint and stamps begin to play. We craft the stress and doubt away. Yo soy artista y todos varios sets. Con papel, con glue, con style. No perfection, just expression. Got our pages of confession. Don't sit back and watch the show. My lovely spectators, let's create.
Okay, they're all folded. I don't even know how many are in here. I rearranged them so all the tops are the fuzzy is not something paper is, but you know what I'm saying. The frayed little edges, and I want to trim this down. So I'm going to go line this up with my board, get my ruler, my knife, okay. And so they're all stacked together, nice and even. Hopefully they didn't shift. Looks like they might have. I might have shifted a little bit. Let's do this again. Okay, so I want that nice like this, and like this. So first we're going to cut this down to 8.5, so that it matches the standard sheet of paper, which is mostly the paper that if this were, say, another, maybe it's 11, right? Or even 10.5. I might have just folded them over and made an interior pocket, but it's not. So therefore, this little sliver right here doesn't make sense. It's going to be kind of in the way. So we're just going to go through, right? And when you're cutting through a lot like this, it's not about force, it's about repetition. Don't try to make it through the entirety in one go. Because one, you probably will fall off the rail. Two, you might skip off the ruler and hurt yourself. Now there are rulers that I have that I should probably be using, which have a little wall. So all of these will go into my scrap bin for my mummy paper. Okay, and now we have a nice secure. Oh, I messed up this one. Wasn't paying attention. We'll just cut it off with a scissor. Okay, that's good. And then we're gonna look. This is right now. It's 6. I want to cut the 1/2 inch off. I just feel like it's gonna give me a cleaner signature page. and I feel better about that. So the same thing, we line it up here, right? We know that it's a 1/2 inch off. I'm gonna line it up so that I could take a 1/2 inch off. Now I am getting rid of a lot of the patina, but I'm also getting rid of the frayed edges that might, you know, come off as being a little like unkempt, or like, yeah, this is broken, you know. I don't know, people. Well, people who know about junk journalings are not gonna necessarily think about that, but I want a nice even page that will match up with all the other pages that I usually include. Like I said, if this side was extended much further, I would have definitely kept it and folded it in and made it another interactive element. Okay, there we go. Alright, so our pages are done. And basically, to complete this mass make, the base, right? We're doing a base. Not every time we do a mass make do we have to also include this pulled on there a little bit, but that's okay. Then we have to include all of the decoration, because you know decoration is personal. You know, you decorate your style to the style of whatever. So let's take out an envelope. Let's take out envelopes. I don't know how many, but I'm just going to take out a few. So basically the envelopes, now they're white inside. If that bothers you, then probably a good time to kind of maybe coffee dye them. But what we're doing is, this is a really good size in comparison to what Racheal was doing. You're going to put the envelope and the signature page together like this. So you're going to create a pocket here, right, by gluing this down. You have your center inside there, and then on this side you have an automatic pocket on the other side. Perfect. I'm going to put them together, and if I wind up wanting to coffee dye this or put something else, I could slip a piece of paper in here and cover it very easily. Because we're going to be gluing from this side, right? We don't want to infringe on this opening and being able to access it. And that's basically what we're going to do. So I'm just going to place them together. Okay. With music paper being on its sides, sometimes, I mean, I think about like, oh, what would be the best way to lay it out? Does it make more sense for the words to be a certain way when you look at it? But I really don't think that it matters necessarily all that much. What Racheal was doing was, if you do have pattern paper, is to kind of seeing which side looks better, right? You have more visual with the pocket than you do with the other thing. So, you know. But with music paper, I think I could leave up the option, because this is okay, and actually having the music be this way is okay. So it doesn't really matter in this respect, right? So we're gonna do that. So this is a really easy way. You're not gonna be necessarily adding every single one. I don't think that the burgundy is that bad of a color. People may say, oh, it's more of a fall color. But I mean, honestly, you throw pinks on here, even maybe some yellows, you can definitely make this the backdrop to something else, because we're not going to just leave this pocket necessarily like this and just shove it into the signature. We're gonna decorate it after the fact. Okay, so I used up all the music paper that I had. I'm happy with that. My little hump that's under here is less, and I'm going to show you where you glue, and then that's it. Now if you like to ink or anything like that, that's your prerogative. But what I'm going to do is, I'm going to center this as much as I can. I'm going to take my glitter glue, a good glue, open it up, put glue on this edge, right, on this side of the fold, really close to the edge, okay? And then I'm going to go up this guy here, on this side, and up on this side. And then that's it. We're just going to smush it up. And now we have our hinged pocket. What did she call it again? I don't remember. You remember what I said before? That's what it is. So yeah, so we have the pocket, we have the signature paper ready. We've got the pocket right there. We've got our other envelope pocket here. And we're just going to put it in our stack of ready to go pages. Okay, so we'll do another one. And I think that this video is short and sweet, because honestly, that's all there is to it. Like I said, the decoration is totally up to their individual and you will leave it to be decorated once you decide which journal it's going to go into. And like I say, you could use any combination of envelopes. She made her envelopes from handmade, and that's fabulous. And I've done handmade envelopes, but I figured, you know what, this was like almost the cosmos saying, hey, use those envelopes. You just found them, get them into something, don't keep hoarding them. Use what you got, because I you know, we have to, because we forget what we have and then we remember later on what we have. And right now I'm setting up signatures in order to be ready to go into a generic journal. And then meaning not a generic journal, meaning generic signature pages. Like, you want the standard coffee dyed, you want your music paper, you want your ledger paper, you want your graph paper, or your composition notebook or line paper, whatever papers that are the writing papers that you want to include, you want to have them ready to go. And then if you're using a digital or you're using a specific theme, then you want to incorporate those book pages, then that's where you pull this signature out and you add in those pages, right? And you add in the decoration on those pages that makes sense for the theme, if there's a theme to your book. That's kind of like how I'm planning to do, you know, to make my process a little more streamlined. But again, that's my thought process, and maybe you've never thought of it, but hey, if that helps somebody. So yeah, so we have that. So we're going to be able to do all of these, which I'm not going to have you sit there, but this is a mass make, so I am going to get these done and put them away. But we're going to take a look at what can we potentially do. So I have a bunch of stuff next to me. Always got stuff next to me. You could take, you know, you could take anything you want. You could make a pocket with for a tag on the back of here. That's another thing that you could possibly do. We want to decorate it. We can totally do that. Let's see here. We can get some of that Temu paper that we get, right? And we can put a little piece right here. After the fact, to add to this, right? We could add a combination of book page. We could do a project life card, right? Let's say we do that. We can attach a project life card here. Add some more decoration, because it can make it a nice bright paper. Make this another pocket here, you know? I mean, oh, actually, you probably wouldn't. You do it this way, because this is the opening, you know? But there is a lot of potential to what can be done on here. I actually like that. Let me see if how the other side looks. Oh, I like that too, you know? So why not? I'm gonna just make one. I'm gonna do one, guys. So we're gonna put glue on 3 sides. Remember, our fingers go where we don't want the glue. Okay. I like the way that is there. You know, this thing here. Measuring, trying to keep it straight. Okay, so we've got that. Lovely. Okay. Then let's see, what else do we have around? I'm just going into my little scrap pile over here. Okay, scrappy pile. Let's see here. See, I've got some florals I could attach right there, like this. So we'll take a piece of that, because why not? Let's also round the corners to make them a little less harsh. Okay. So we could put that there. Let's look for something else. Let's no, things are falling. Avalanche. Let's look at my little pile of whatever. We can actually use a butterfly. Look at that. Imagine putting that gigantic butterfly. I wouldn't do that. That's too much. But we could put a butterfly over here. We could put a butterfly over here that kind of matches. And we can add a floral on here. I'm gonna do that just because it's a burgundy envelope doesn't mean that it's going to be hard to make it into something that we can use for summertime. Summertime. Anyway. No, you're not here for the karaoke. I'm sorry. Let's put that right there. Okay. Let's take this floral. Let's put it like this. I think that's cute. And then let's just put the I love how these butterflies are bordered in black. So interesting. I know they're from the dollar store because, you know, I know. All right. So here we go. We got one page. We've got this guy done. We have another spot for some hidden stuff. We open this up. We've got a pocket. We can decorate here. We could put another pocket. We could put a belly band, right? We'll do some other stuff here. Now we also have a pocket here. We can do something down here. Let's see if we have something we can put down here. Let's see. I got a bunch of flower stickers. Let's see. Let's see if we have anything that would kind of go with the idea of the other side. Okay, so, oh, excuse me, hiccups. Okay, maybe not exactly go with it, but it's a floral thing. But yeah, no. Let's see, something else. But you know what? We can just add that to it, and it changes it up completely. I think this might be a little more close in line with what we had over there. Okay. And could put that something like this. Okay. Yeah, those are a little bit close to me. Those are closer to what was on the other side. We could do something as simple as that, not a problem. If we wanted to, we could add a strip of something behind it to kind of help it pop. Okay, let's see, even something as simple as taking a piece of the music paper, right, and just helping it to kind of show off. Okay, I think I'm gonna do that. Yep, just rip the edge off there. Down the center. No, a little bit lower. Okay. Just to give it something so that it doesn't completely blend in. Okay. A little fun and whimsy. Okay, so if you're going to center something, also the trick with that is to kind of do the top one and the bottom one if you have 3 items. And then you can position the middle one more accurately to the middle. Right, so now the middle one I know will go there as a nice little focus. Okay. So that's how easy it is. This mask make is really a nice one to get to do. And then, you know what, we're done. We're done with decorating this one. We can easily put it into a botanical springy type thing. Even though we have that burgundy envelope, it has been springified. Yes, I love to make up my own words. Right, and now we have something that's good to go in an envelope, in a nice journal. And it's, you know, boom, pretty. We wouldn't put this necessarily away, but we would put all of these once they have been glued. So that's the mask make. But again, I'm making the bases, not all the decorations, but I figured I'd give you something pretty to look at and get an idea of how it can transform, right? If I wanted it to be something more darker florals, I could put more, I could change it up for more butterflies. I could put leaves on here. The green would look lovely with this, right? We can totally change this up, put book page on it. It's a little bit of the sticker hanging off. And, you know, we've got a nice little addition in here because these happen to be straight sides. I can easily stick a piece of something to cover it. Like, so for example, this is white, so it doesn't make any sense. But if it was another color, look how easy it is for me to go in here and add, right? I just happen to have this on the side. Add another piece of something. That could have been any kind of color, any kind of other thing to kind of change it up, right? So beautiful idea, easy to do, easy to augment later on in the future. So I hope you have enjoyed this whole process, and you'll sit down and make some more. So I'm gonna go back to gluing, and hopefully, you know, you'll try this and think about how you put together your signatures. If you're new, please consider subscribing. If you've been here for a minute, thank you so much for coming back. And please, please, please make sure that you like the video. Please comment. That's always fun to have to hear what you guys have to say. And share. Share is wonderful. Sharing is caring. So until next time, ciao, ciao. Bye.